sectionals, girls cross country, and we had one county sportsmanship award. The volleyball team won that this year for the county, and we had 2 athletes go to state, Joe Lashway in wrestling, and then I just mentioned Austin McDaniel for track. So what a great year for athletes at the high school. Really, really impressed with them. And then we also had 3 college signings, and in all 3 signings, I was very impressed with the fact that all 3 college coaches showed up and talked about their program and about how our kids from Oakwood would fit into their college program. So really impressed with the turnout from them. And then also the third item, I submitted a needs assessment to Mr. Maynard. He has that as far as the year and what things we might need moving forward athletically at the high school. And then I also wanted to thank the board, administration, and especially Mr. Odell and the OHS staff for my first year at Oakwood for being so welcoming and giving me the opportunity to do this position. So I want to say thank you to everybody in the room. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Any questions, Mr. Shelton? Junior high, Ms. Burton.
Good evening. Graduation went off well with 7 valedictorians. We finished our 7th graders with a field day. Mr. England did a great job organizing that for us. Mr. DeLegge's advisory class were the winners of that day. Our staff has toured the new building. We continue to working with Michelle on different furniture. And at this point, all of our staff are boxed and ready to go. And our cheerleaders have moved in. They're excited. They've been able to utilize the gym. It's just a nice facility right now for them. We have basketball and volleyball camps coming up, as Mr. Shelton mentioned. We had Carson Dudley go to state track, and he finished 3rd in high jump with height of 5'6". And that was awesome. I have presented to you the handbook. The revisions basically reflect MOVE, so we can see what it's going to be like in Oakwood. Also, we've just added a few things with, for example, sporting events. Some of the expectations are a little bit different because they may have the opportunity to come in and out, so we want to cover that. And a lot of the others are model handbook changes. Also, Mr. Sheldon and Mrs. Acton and I, we worked on an athletic handbook. And what we did is we took all those pieces in every handbook that we have across the board and put them in one place. But we also talked about how eligibility is different at the junior high and the high school, and it's good for parents to see what that looks like going through. And we put all the information and resources for parents from grade school all the way to NCAA. We just thought that would be a nice piece for our parents and our athletes starting in fall. Thank you.
Any questions, Mr. Burton?
Has that been printed yet, by the way?
Excuse me?
Has it been sent to print?
No, it's not until you guys approve it next month.
Okay, good.
Can I have the first reading?
Yeah.
Grade school, Ms. Lapinus.
We started summer school on Monday, so I want to publicly thank summer school teachers again, Ashley Knox, Jen Rutt, Brandy Norton, Jen Cavati, and Ashley Woodard. They've been having a really good time with kids, and the kids have had a lot of fun. So it's been a great first week for that. And I just shared some fun stuff with you because we have lots of fun things going on all the time, but especially in that last week of school. You'll notice that my go-getters have already started plans for next year with our 80s theme, which we're all thrilled about. So be watching for what our Meet the Stars night shirt look like because they will be 80s themed. And we want to thank the PTO for bringing Kona Ice out. We were able to raise $519 for them. And then I just shared some pictures with you from our end of the year celebration. We had bounce houses thanks to the PTO and did several different activities depending on what the grade levels were. So we had rotations going through. It was a good day.
Any questions? Ms. Lapinus? Ms. Acton?
Right. I think the thing that I've been working on the most this past month would be the homeless room that has kind of taken over a new life. But it's amazing to see. I think we have around 125 pairs of shoes. Those have all been boxed and labeled. It looks like a little shopping store where families can come in and actually take the things that they need. We have laundry detergents, so many amazing products that families will be able to use. Basketball shoes for players that can't afford them, those kinds of things that are there available. So getting that organized has been a challenge, but it's starting to come together. Just when I think I spent the grant money, the ROE came forth and gave us another $350. So Michelle's been helping me get some more shoes ordered in the sizes we didn't have. And that way we have one pair of every size available to our students. So I don't know if tonight you'll be able to stop by and see there, but if we do go back in the next couple of months, I'm hoping that you can stop in and see that room. It's been exciting to put together. We have 47 families that have been identified as homeless living in our community. And like I said before, we know of 47, there's probably double that are truly are at risk. So as much as we can help them is great. So I shared with you our attendance. Attendance has been tricky this year. I will say that the threshold is supposed to be at that 10% mark. ROE gave us a 15% as a realistic goal. We were able to stay around that 12% mark for our truancy rate. I'm hopeful with the new protection of not excusing COVID related that will help us get our kids there and present and learning. Heidi Allen from the ROE has been phenomenal. She meets with us each month. We have student meetings, we have family meetings. She knocks on the doors of every house. She's been wonderful. She's taken several families to court, which is what was needed in order to get our kids there. And we found out the ROE is going to hire another truancy officer. So I think that will help our team. Share with you discipline. So basketball, and this just came about today. So 2 months ago, we hired Jeremiah Green as our 5th and 6th grade basketball coach. And Parker Lee gave me some news that maybe Jeremiah was leaving. So it put me in a little bit of panic, but I found out that Jeremiah is getting the opportunity to play basketball at Arizona State University, but he's not going to be eligible next year. So he's going to still give us 1 year of 5th and 6th grade basketball before he goes on and plays basketball. So that, even though we sad to lose him, it'll still be awesome for our kids to actually get coached with him, and then Parker Lee helping as well. So we do have him. So the board report that I shared with you is incorrect. I'm not posting for another position. So he is staying with us. When we celebrated our kids this year with award ceremony, it was, I believe, the first time since COVID that we were actually able to do an award ceremony. So we honored the 6th grade athletes, and then Mr. Huntsberger and I did a pizza party for the kids, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm really thankful that we were able to do that. Any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Atkins. Technology, Mr. Richardson.
I've started off running this summer so far. The access points we ordered last year to supplement what we already had finally came in. So we've installed 16 access points at the grade school. We had some spotty coverage areas, but now every classroom has a dedicated access point. And then we were missing 2 access points at the high school, so we added those. So now every classroom there has an access point also. I was finally able to clean up that main network closet at the high school that's in the freshman sophomore hallway. It was terrible. It's been on my list to do ever since I took the job over, and we just added stuff over the years, and I had stuff sitting on a cart in there, but now I have a nice floor rack in there. Instead of sitting up on the wall, everything's nice in order. Cables, I know where they go now everywhere, so we're looking a little more professional there, not just like an old janitor's closet that turned into a network room. So I'm excited about that. And other than that, just getting ready for the junior high move. That's all I had. If anybody had any questions or anything.
Mr. Richardson. Transportation, Ms. Lunt.
We've got summer school in full swing that started this week, and we've got 2 drivers out doing that. I've been looking a lot, still looking for new vehicles, whether it's Suburban or a white bus along that line. I've checked into both options in different areas, and finding anything right now is really difficult. it's kind of, if it's too high mileage or just not in enough shape for the money, or it's just too much what I think we need in the district is why I'm calling. I want to meet with Larry, sometime again in the next few weeks. I know there's a few he brought to me today to look at. They were kind of higher price range than where I was looking. So if I can start looking a little more up and we can kind of get on the same page on exactly what range we're looking for. But with the inflation prices right now, even a Suburban or some, in decent shape at 50,000 miles, we're still looking at 50 to 60 plus $1,000. What I've been finding. The minivans seem to be going cheaper, but we don't have the room in the minivans for all the equipment and everything that we need with the Suburban. And our Suburban really is starting to fall apart. So, like I said, I'm gonna meet with Mr. Maynard on that and see, kind of expand where I've been looking and what I've been looking at, but it's been a challenge trying to find anything.
Any questions?
So I also got a meeting set up next month in July with Matt Lawrence, talking about getting our new leases for our buses, because we'll get those. And one of the things that we are talking about is if we don't keep as many spare buses as we have and get another white bus. So that's in our conversations for our plans next month.
Do you will stay with gas or go back to diesel? How's that working?
I want to stay with the gas. I know gas prices are really high right now, but in other areas, we are saving a lot of money compared to where we would in diesel. And when it comes to the oil changes and things like that, it's cheaper on the gasoline than it is the diesel. Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Lund. Head of maintenance, Mr. Siddons.
Really don't have anything. I think Mr. Maynard keeps you informed on what's happening pretty much. Have a nice day in touch, so he kind of keeps up on it. But if you do have any questions when we take the tour, don't hesitate to ask, because it's coming along pretty good, so you can be surprised.
Thank you, Mr. Siddons. Superintendent, Mr. Maynard.
All right, just a few things. I know there was a lot in your board packet, but I want to make sure you have all the information, so we're communicating well. Some things that you noticed in there from the building principals, just kind of routine. This is the time of year we have to submit revisions to our student handbooks. We subscribe to the Illinois Principals Association Model Student Handbook, which I renew every year, and we'll be doing that again for the district. And that allows us to make sure that our student handbooks are aligned with press, which are aligned with board policy. So everything's lined up well, and we have less issues that way, and our policies are healthier. So you've got first readings on those. So if you have questions, bring those back in July to talk to your principals about, and we'll go from there. It's basically just following the guidance. You also probably saw in there a district athletic handbook proposal. So that was something that the admin team has worked on and put a lot of work into and put forth. So please, when you have time to take a look at that, see what questions you may have, and then it'd be nice to be able to start the school year out with a nice tool such as a district athletic handbook for communication purposes. So I think that makes us stronger as a district. Also want to just kind of mention a few other things. Ms. Acton, either in July or August, is going to be giving you a little bit more information at the board meeting on the kid account dismissal program that she's been working on for the last 12 months probably. So her and the staff and team, Mr. Pennis, everyone there, Ms. Burton, have all worked really well on creating a system that makes our kids safer at dismissal times. It helps enhance communication for us in terms of safety. School safety is always at the top of the list, and this is going to be a great tool for us. It will line up well too with the dismissal map that her team are putting together with the new road that we're putting in to help us as well. So that was a key component, I think, that we were looking at with the police department and so forth. So I wanted you to be aware of that in your handbooks. Also, as you heard, we're exploring some options in terms of transportation. You heard that from Charlotte Lunt, so I won't repeat all that, but all that to say is that it's not a cheap situation, but we do have a 2008 Suburban that's got about 140,000 miles on it. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
And it's not exactly something you want to take too far right now. And if we've got a golf team or something like that, we've got to be looking at this. It's about time to investigate this and explore. So we're working on that. And but I just wanted you to be aware of it, so that way when it comes around time and we feel like that we've hopefully landed something, and or unless if you all know of something, please let us know. But I think we're entering into the market here to explore this opportunity, for this next school year. So I wanted you to be aware of that. I just want to say thank you to the admin team. Mr. Shelton, you mentioned a thank you, and just so you know, we appreciate you too. You've been a great addition to our team, but we have a great team. And I just can't say enough about the work that our admin team does, our coordinators at all levels, everything that's going on here. I just feel like that from admin to unit office, everything we're doing, we are really aligning well. But our admin team and our principals, what a job they did closing up the school year in a positive way. A lot of effort is put into, the way that you finish and the way that you end sets a tone for the fall. And I just want to congratulate you all, say thank you for always focusing on the good and the positives and bringing that to the front and highlighting all the celebratory things related to our staff and students. You did an amazing job finishing the school year, and I can't say enough about you. So thank you. Appreciate it. It is very much noticed. I'm working, just kind of an update. I talked a little bit about some things related to social emotional learning. You heard that from Michelle. And I'm working with some parents, one in particular, on a anti-bullying campaign coming into next year, and some ways that we can approach that will make it easier for detection, so that we're not always dealing with the aftershocks of an incident, but something related to detection. So there'll be more information coming on that at a meeting today for a little over an hour. So that's good to have that conversation. We have a transition team meeting coming up June 22nd. Mrs. Burton and her personnel that are on that transition team, along with the grade school, will be meeting here on June 22nd, go over a few things. In particular, we're looking at schedules right now. Just making sure schedules are lining up well and seeing how I can help support them with that. We also have the joint annual committee. That's the school board convention. So just to let you know, I need to bring that to your attention. If there's anyone that would be interested in attending, board members, that school board convention, it's November the 18th through the 20th. Okay, and that's something that I will basically take care of signing you up for and getting the rooms and all of the things that will be needed in that. So I'll be reaching out to you in the days to come individually to see if anyone is available to do that or interested. Okay, so just wanted to kind of have that on your radar for that. That's a Chicago trip. Also, you notice in your packet about the board meeting schedule for FY23, keeping everything the third Wednesdays. So that's in there for you. In your board packet, you saw policy updates, first readings. I also included some things, hopefully you have, I think I placed those in front of you. This document really is kind of a summary. This is kind of a nice tool because when you look at what's changing in a policy, it kind of explains that for you. So you can take that with you as a paper copy in case you want to know how something is different. There were two, as you know, we do 5-year reviews. Every time a new edition comes out, we are reviewing our board policy to make sure we're current. And there was one 5-year review that you saw in your packet there. In the blue, you'll see some either deletions or additions that is more particular to Oakwood versus what is in the general policy. Okay, so I kind of tailored that a little bit more to Oakwood, so take a look at that as your first reading, and then we can discuss anything you would like to talk about for board policy next. And then the other one is a draft update. This has to do 270 administrating medicine to students. This one, I met with the nurses and talked with them about that since this relates to them, and I wanted to make sure that the policy that we would be updating is in line with what we're doing and in line with what they think we should be doing. Because one of our nurses is actually going through the process of becoming a certified school nurse for us. So that's really good news. So So anyway, so you see some differences there. Those were highlighted in blue. That's why I gave you copies of those. So you got the first reading on policy. So we'll look at hopefully approving those at the next board meeting, at least the ones that we can. I'm also continuing to do, as part of strategic plan, land study, just exploring options that might be out there for us as a school district. And so I'm still looking at that, talking to people, having conversations in the community and so forth, and just kind of making people aware that we've got some vision. We're trying to figure out some things, but we're a little landlocked right now, so we're looking at some of those things, having conversations. So if there's anything you ever need more in terms of that information, please just let me know. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out what possibilities we may have there. You heard earlier about the health insurance renewal, minus 5.65% on the renewal. I've never seen that before.
No.
I mean, usually you're figuring anywhere, it's a good year if it's 8%, and if you're expecting it into teens. Mike Hasselbring works really hard for us. He's been with us for years, Clemens and Associates, and I'm sure Mrs. Gribb can speak to that. He's a strong advocate for us, and with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we had a great year. So they're not always great, and this was a great one. So that's going to really help our employees as well as our school district. So we're excited about that. So we'll be setting up a meeting, hopefully here in July. Also mentioning, make sure I'm not missing something here. Transition, yeah. Okay, financial report. I'll kind of save that for the end here. Blue Cross Blue Shield. Looking at a full-time substitute position for pre-K through 8. We have to pay the money anyway to get a sub. So why not get somebody locked in? We've been talking about this for a while. Actually, I think it initially started with conversations with some of the leadership within the association. And we're all in agreement that this would be something that would help all of us. I think the administrators feel good about it. So we're looking into that position and basically staying with the same rate of pay, but the difference would be they'd be here every day, 176 days, and they'd be full-time, so they get benefits. So we're looking to, I'd like to, have your blessing on that we can move forward with that. And I think it would actually save us some money in the long run, because when you figure out how many times, for example, a teacher has to jump in and cover an hour, and by the time you end up paying them throughout the day, plus when I talk to educators, a lot of them would rather have the time anyway, to continue to do their work in the classroom. So I think this is a good situation. I think we've kicked it around for a while, but I think it's time to move forward with this and give it a try.
What are the things they have to be a full-time sub?
They just have to have their sub license. So
Okay.
it's different than where it gets confusing. That situation is different than a long-term sub in the classroom. Like if we hire a teacher to be a long-term sub in, say, English, then they are grading papers, they're doing the lesson planning, they're the teacher. And that situation is different if we just hire someone that, say, is currently on our substitute list. We can just hire them and make a commitment to that.
And notice on there it said just K through 8. But what about the high school?
We had talked about that. I think right now we're looking to just pilot this for pre-K through 8, see how this works for us. And we'd like to expand it to the high school. I think Mr. Odell, you and I talked a little bit about this. So
yeah, high school, we don't seem to have as many, we don't have as many teachers, so we don't have as many sub requirements, and I don't know if we could really have one there full-time and keep them occupied with teaching type duties. I mean, I'm afraid we'd have them making copies and things that really, we don't need to pay somebody that much money to make copies. So if we see a need, and we'll see how the K through 8 goes, and if we think there's a need, then we can always add one. But right now, we were able to get through the COVID and everything else, and was able to find subs, and had a few days that teachers pitched in, but we didn't have any complaints. They were still had enough preps and everything to make sure they still do their job. But if we get into a bind, we'll definitely look at it.
yeah, we're definitely open to that. So, see how it plays out.
I don't know if one's good, is two still good? It's what I'm looking at.
Sure.
I don't know how many subs you get a day, but
So I'll use confuse you, but I would say on average, not Fridays, on average, there's at least 4 a day of staff members out. On a Friday, probably 10 to 12 at the grade school.
Then why wouldn't we just bite the bullet and do 2? I mean, I just,
I'm trying not to be greedy, but I understand.
I don't think you'd probably have an argument from the grade school.
Well, and you know, maybe too, if you do like a district sub to where, you know, we can move them from the grade school to the high school if there's a need, you know what I'm saying, or the junior high, or.
Some subs only want to work at certain grade levels. That's the only problem there. The people that we're looking at potentially for this position, if they would apply for it, they've communicated that they're good pre-K through 8. Some don't want to do junior high, some don't want to do grade school, some just want high school.
So you pay them the daily rate then?
Yes,
No,
125.
125, not the daily rate.
Okay, like a sub that's gonna be there for more than,
Right, that would be
Yeah.
a long-term sub.
but they're not doing the classroom,
Right.
so that's how you differentiate.
And the
Yes.
insurance, which is first with them.
Yeah, it'll help some people with
A
insurance.
long-term sub is in one classroom for over 10 days.
Right,
This person would be different places, so they would be considered a long-term sub.
if you pick the right person, then later on, that person, you're hiring for a teacher or whatever the person.
if they have a teaching
They
degree.
would-
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Yeah, you
hopefully,
can have a sub.
hopefully somebody that's wanting to be a
Yeah,
full-time
Oh, yeah,
sub
I
is
see what you're
also
saying.
working towards a degree and,
yeah, because we've got some people in our system that are, you know, aides, for
yes,
example, that are doing that. That's what you want, build that feeder program and keep your people,
yes.
you know, so absolutely. Few other things, just want to mention, you already have heard about facilities. We're doing a lot of facelifts this year, you know, and we're being very good stewards of our finances with that. A lot of grant money tied into that home ec room at the high school. That is primo room and lab. If you've not had a chance to visit that, we may have to do that before
It's
school
nice.
starts. You've heard about the weight room, you've heard about things that are going on outside with painting and different things, a lot of donations, just the community has just really, really been extremely supportive of all those things. So we're going to continue to do that. You know, I think we've got to continue to look for ways we can be good stewards and keep updating our facilities and things of that nature and just keep generating that positive enthusiasm and taking care of what we have.
Might add something.
Yes.
Probably should have said. So we had talked about, the sinks in the science labs and the
I remember
cabinetry and everything, and, we were able to get it through ESSER two at a fraction of the cost, but basically the same, the picture looks exactly the same as the one that, Amoresco got us. So each science room will have 2 sinks and then a handicap accessible sink as well, since we do have a student that will be in a wheelchair, again for the next 2 years. So we were able to do that along with cabinetry and countertop space and everything else. So both science labs at the junior high are equipped, and ESSER two funding was all approved and it's ordered and it'll be here. Also with ESSER two, we got all of the whiteboards and all of the bulletin boards, the storage, the shelving, everything that furnished the new wing was done through ESSER two funds. And we had that money because we set aside money for remote learning. Because when people signed up that they were going to do it, a lot more people signed up than actually followed through with it when it came time to do it. So I had budgeted about $154,000 because it was pretty expensive to do. It wouldn't be on, the burden wouldn't be on the teacher, the burden would be like on the company who housed it to do all the grading and monitoring and everything like that. So it was a pretty high ticket item. And so once we got through this and then I had that money, then I just shifted it over, did an amendment, and they approved those things as well. And then there were other things that I kind of put in the Amoresco fund for some of the extras that we would do, then that check would just go to Amoresco for those extra things. So it balanced really well. The other nice part is the grant ends June 30th, but after talking to them, what I don't spend by June 30th, they're gonna let me carry over, rewrite the grant, kind of ESER 2, part 2, and then we can use that money to spend. So once junior high gets in and realize, oh, I need another bookshelf, or I need this, or I need that, then we have money available to get them what they need once things go. So, and we will have new teachers come in that really didn't get a chance to kind of order anything, so it'd be nice that we would have that. We'll secure them all, that the rooms look basically the same. It'll be the Promethean board, 2 whiteboards on each side, and then a gigantic bulletin board in the back, and then whatever extra. I went and met with junior high staff, and some did drawings and some put things on their needs assessment, and so I was able to get all of those. But when new teachers come in, I think that once they get in there and kind of look around, then, you know, maybe things will change and needs will be a little bit more evident. So there's going to be money set aside for them to get those as well. So I forgot to add that.
That's okay. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. On the agenda, also, I'd like to mention I've worked with the grade school and the junior high kitchen staff hours for 2022-23. They're all going to be on the same time frame, 6:30 to 1:30 p.m. So that we can cover our lunches and our breakfast well there in that building, because they serve both of those. So we'll have everybody consistently there. So that'll actually up a few hours for one of our part-time people, but it works out because we had a part-time person. So it it's all the same now in terms of the hours and so forth. So I worked with communication with the OEA about that and everything, and we've sent out information on that. So that'll make us more efficient, make sure we take care of our kids, this new adjustment of consolidation. And then in terms of efficiency, I wanted to let you know, just following up from our last board meeting and some things that were discussed, working with the admin team, in particular with the grade school and the junior high staff, and we're just kind of doing a duties assessment. We're looking at gaps and duplications to see, making sure we're not overdoing it in one area and missing something over here. And I just want to thank Mr. Pennis and Ms. Acton, Ms. Burt for that conversation. We had some really good, transparent conversation about some things. Give an example, we're looking at things like making sure we've got the evaluations covered, whether it's ESPs or certified, who's going to take care of our cooks, who's going to work with our custodians, and that type of thing. So this is going to be a journey. We've got some things to do, and it's going to take us some time. But we've already got some things, I think, worked out there. Things that we talked a lot about were special education. We talked about response to intervention, and you heard about homeless. Those are some big areas. So just want to let you know we've already started those conversations, and I think we're having some good talks and seeing how we can be stronger and more efficient with what we're doing. The last thing I had before you have an opportunity to ask me any questions that you would like is that I did give you a fourth quarter cash flow here. So on the back, I've also got some of my talking points there related to the Ed Fund. Revenues are coming in more than anticipated so far by about $900,000. So that's really good news from our anticipated budget last August. Expenditures are less than anticipated. We still got a month left. There's usually more expenses, a lot of times in the summer for different things related to TRS, sometimes IMRF. And budget's on track. We're sitting at approximately $5.3 million of cash balance, for May 1st as a whole. I think that's good. We have an additional $100,000 that I mentioned that we received back from evidence-based funding, which is a payback from what we didn't get in prior years that we should have. We're going to take that money because of the extra work that's needed in the summer and make sure we're in a good place with our O&M fund. We're going to take that EBF money that was unanticipated and unknown and put that in our operations and maintenance fund. So that'll make that healthier. We'll be in a better place there. As far as the O&M summary, revenues, we're still waiting this month potentially for another $270,000, in June. So we'll see how that comes about. We've got the $3 million being transferred from working cash over to O&M, which is action you took last month. Then we'll move to capital projects to pay for payments for the junior high building completion. Let's see here. Expenditures, again, less than anticipated. We've got a month left here, so June and July is a busy one as far as closing out a year financially, opening up a year financially, and making sure that we're getting all of our orders taken care of, as well as the work that needs to be done in a shorter time this summer than what we've had in the past, and making sure we're working around our summer school. Transportation fund, revenues there, still waiting on $19,000, but all other payments have been received. We're still under budget there by about 18,000, which is good. And you already heard us talk about, a Suburban or something in the future that we've got to be looking at based on our current fleet, that old Suburban. So we'll keep working on that. And we had projected maybe a loss of about 77,000 in the IMRF Social Security Fund. Right now, it's not looking like we may not have a loss, which would be really great. So we're just looking to monitor that. We're always a month behind on knowing kind of where we're at, obviously. So in July, you'll get the completion of all this. And then I will be getting to the nitty gritty on the budget for next year. That starts tomorrow. So lock myself away at the kitchen table, no interruptions, get down to it, and we'll go from there. So a lot of information, but there's a lot of great things going on, and we want to make sure all of us as an admin team, we're communicating, and we're communicating with you, so that if you have questions, we want to have an open ear and open mind, and make sure that we're serving you and the district well, our kids. So thank you very much.
Any questions for Mr. Mayor? Thank you, sir. Agenda item number 8, old business. I don't believe we had any for discussion tonight, do we, Mr. Mayor?
I do not believe so.
Agenda item number 9, closed session. I need a motion to adjourn to closed session at 6:18 p.m. to discuss a complaint lodged against an employee and to discuss the compensation of an employee.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Lynn, seconded by Ludwig to enter a closed session at 6:18 p.m. Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 2.
Going to re-enter open session at 7:06 PM. Agenda item number 10, consideration and action. Agenda item 10.1, recommendation to approve the employment of Dinah Kling as the Board of Education Treasurer for the fiscal year 23.
It's routine mention. I recommend we take care of that tonight so I can inform the Regional Office of Education.
So move.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Lynn, seconded by Ludwig, to approve the appointment of Dinah Clean as presented. Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 3.
Agenda item 10.2. Okay, sure, sorry. Agenda item 10.2, we have a recommendation to approve the expenditure of $21,159 from the Capital Projects Fund to Daniel L. Ribby Trucking, Inc. to construct the new Oakwood Grade School Road entrance off of Longstreth Street for busing and first responders.
Recommend that you approve that tonight. I've met with the village this week with Mayor Hardy to talk about this. I'm very excited and appreciative that we're looking into this to help flow of traffic and community as well. So I think this will be a good move for us all. Recommend you approve that tonight.
We have a motion to approve the recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussions? Roll call, please.
Motion by Ludwig, seconded by Plattner, to approve the OGS road expenditure for the Daniel L. Ribby Trucking as presented. Smith,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 4.
Agenda item 10.3, Oakwood High School, we have a recommendation to employ Matt Blair as a full-time high school English teacher for the 22-23 school year. He'll be on step 3 with a master's degree of the salary schedule. And a recommendation to employ, probably need to do those individually, don't you think?
Well, the second part is student council advisor.
Okay, can we do those simultaneously?
I think we can.
Okay. And to approve the recommendation, employ Matt Blair as a high school student council advisor for the 22-23 school year, and he will be on step 1 of the extracurricular schedule. So we have 2 recommendations before us.
So I know Mr. Ola brought that forth. Here's a perfect example of something that we did as a board 2 years ago, where we brought a young man in as a long-term sub to take over a classroom, and then during the duration of that time, he worked extremely hard to get his licensure for Illinois. Took care of that, and now we are employing him for the position that he has already been taken care of for 2 years. This is the model example right here with a model young man.
And the other thing that he brings to the table is, when we go to the requirement for foreign languages for 4 years, then he can teach French as well. So that would add French to our curriculum, and he's excited about being able to do that because he spent time overseas in France teaching English and French. So there's a huge addition to our staff by doing this.
Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation to employ Matt Blair both as an English teacher and student council advisor?
So moved. Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Plattner, seconded by Lynn, to approve the employment of Matt Blair as presented. Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 5.
Agenda item 10.4, Oakwood High School recommendation to approve Bobby Wright for the head bass fishing coach position for the 22-23 school year.
He has served as the assistant coach under Coach Markwell for the past couple of years, and he's also an Oakwood alum, class of '94, and is very active in the community. He has 2 kids at the high school level right now that both will be on the bass fishing team, and he's been active coaching several sports, including youth soccer, basketball, and softball here at Oakwood. So I highly recommend it. He's got a lot of positive ideas to expand on what Coach Markwell has already done in the basketball fishing program.
Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation to approve Bobby Wright?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Plattner, seconded by Ludwig, to approve Bobby Wright as the head bass fishing coach as presented. Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 6.
Agenda item 10.5 comes from the Oakwood Grade School. Recommendation to appoint Megan Mullendorf for the position of second grade teacher for the 22-23 school year. Okay, we'll start at step 10 on the bachelor scale.
Megan will be coming to us from District 118. She will be an excellent fit with our second grade team. We're excited to have her.
Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation to apply Megan Mullendorf?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Ludwig, seconded by Plattner, to approve the employment of Megan Mullendorf as presented. Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 7.
Agenda item 10.6, it comes from Oakwood Grade School. Recommendation to employ Lisa Westlake for the position of personal aide for the 22-23 school year. And Lisa's pay will be $13 per hour.
So you'll notice that there are 3 recommendations for personal aides. We have 3 kindergartners coming in with high needs in regards of safety, biggest concern. And so I would ask that you approve all 3 of those recommendations. They all have experience with students that have special needs. And Cole Moss is looking to go back to school to be a social studies teacher. So he's excited to come work in the school district.
Super.
Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation to employ Lisa Westlake?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Ludwig, seconded by Lynn, to approve the employment of Lisa Westlake as presented. Smith,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 8.
That's Mrs. Bennett. We have a recommendation to employ Cole Moss for the position of personal aide for the 22-23 school year. Cole's pay will be $13 per hour. Any additional?
Nothing additional to say.
I have a motion to approve the recommendation to employ Cole Moss.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Ludwig, seconded by Lynn, to approve the employment of Cole Moss as presented. Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 9.
And we have the recommendation to employ Stephanie Bala for the position of personal aide for the 22-23 school year. Stephanie's pay will be $13 an hour. So a motion to approve the recommendation to employ Stephanie Bala.
Second.
Who's my first? Oh, sorry, thank you.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Lynn, seconded by Plattner, to approve the employment of Stephanie Bala as presented. Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 10.
Also from the grade school, I have a recommendation to employ Parker Lee for the position of physical education teaching assistant for the 22-23 school year. Parker's league rate of pay will be $14.18 per hour.
So Parker has obviously been in our building quite a bit, and we're always looking for strong male role models for our kids, and he is absolutely amazing in that aspect. And he's going to go back to school to get his teaching degree. So by him being at the grade school, Lisa and I can keep our thumb on him and make sure he gets that.
Perfect. Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation to employ Parker Lee as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Ludwig, seconded by Lynn, to approve the employment of Parker Lee as presented. Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 11.
Agenda item 1010, we have a recommendation to approve the contract extension for Superintendent Larry Maynard through June 30th, 2025. This includes a 3% base salary increase to $122,004 with benefits.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Plattner, seconded by Ludwig, to approve the superintendent contract extension as presented. Smith,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 12.
Agenda item 10.11, it's a routine mention. We have a recommendation to approve the fiscal year 23 consolidated plan as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Plattner, seconded by Ludwig, to approve the consolidation plan for the fiscal year 23 as presented. Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 13.
Agenda item 10.12, another routine mention, recommendation to approve the board meeting dates for the fiscal year 23. Again, this will, meeting dates will be the third Wednesday of each month, 5:30 PM in the unit office boardroom, unless otherwise noted. Do you have a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Plattner, and seconded by Ludwig to approve the board meeting dates for the fiscal year 23 as presented. Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 14.
Agenda item 10.13, finally, another routine mention, recommendation for the 6-month semi-annual review of closed session meeting minutes to remain sealed. Discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under the act, whether for the purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by section 2.06, and discuss the destruction of audio recordings that are 18 months or older, according to 5 ILCS 12-2C21. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, there's really nothing new to add there. This is routine. We do this every 6 months, and I would recommend that you would continue to do this practice at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Ludwig, seconded by Plattner to approve to keep the closed session minutes sealed. Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 15.
Agenda item 11, other new business for discussion. I don't believe we have any. We do have, take that back, we do have a tour of the junior high wing facilities tour. I believe we will go to that.
Yes, we got a field trip. The wheels on the bus go round and round, thanks to Charlotte Lunt. So we're gonna shut the volume off here. We'll come back afterwards to adjourn. And Ms. Curry has agreed to go with us, so that way she can take some general notes and bring that back to the minutes, I believe. So we've got 4 board members together, so it's still part of the board meeting. All right, we will return. Thank you.